OBA FEMI is an absolute cheat code, and he's going to the King of the Ring finals. Raw is over. Let's talk about it. We had a match between Daddy Dominic Mysterio and OBA FEMI in the King of the Ring semi-finals. Winner goes on to the finals to face either Javon Evans or Jey Uso. And I thought there was a chance Dom would win this because you have Brock Lesnar, you have the Judgment Day. So he's dirty Dominic Mysterio. So I thought there's a bunch of different ways that Dom could win this. He could have won by a count out, a very dirty roll up. Maybe he uses the ropes. Maybe he hits 15 low blows on OBA FEMI and then a 619 and a couple frog splashes sprinkled in there, and he pins him. I loved the first part of the match where Dom was just running away from him. Smart strategy from Daddy Dom. But oh my god, OBA FEMI murdered JD McDonough. I am surprised his eyeballs did not fly out of his head because of how hard this man got punched. I'm going to show you the clip right now.
Oh, JD's back! Oh, JD's back!
I had to show it twice there just because of how brutal that was. That was just insane. And then he hit like 15 European uppercuts. Just loved that move from OBA FEMI. Dom hit a low blow, a 619 with a hammer in his boot, I might add, and a frog splash. And OBA FEMI kicked out at 1. That is insane. And I don't know if I'm okay with it or not, because I love OBA FEMI. I love the push he's getting. But did you have to make your AAA champion look bad in the process? I don't know. I'm so conflicted. Either way, this match was awesome, especially for such a short amount of time that it had. OBA ended up picking up the win with just one fall from grace. So now we are getting OBA FEMI versus either Javon Evans or Jey Uso in the finals. I'm assuming it's going to be Javon Evans, hopefully, which is going to be a heater of a match, assuming that they do it. And I'm assuming Brock Lesnar will come in and interfere, cost OBA the match. But if that happens, who does Javon Evans face? Javon versus Roman doesn't scream a good match, and I don't think, I honestly just don't see Javon Evans winning any world championship just yet. And I don't know if Javon is ready to go into the wrath of Roman Reigns. I think Cody Rhodes would be a better match, but again, I still want to see Randy versus Cody. So maybe Seth Rollins would challenge him to a match for his King of the Ring spot. I'm not sure. I really don't know what's going to happen, and I love that. And the hot take for this one is, why is this dude still being shoved down our throats? My guy, what are you talking about? The dude is not being shoved down our throats. He's being put in the main event where he belongs. If anything, you should be glad that he's, quote, getting shoved down our throats. Pause. This is one of the dumbest things I've seen someone say. And then the opening segment was a promo with the Bloodline. And I don't really understand the point of this up until later in the show, because it seemed like all Roman did was just say, "Welcome to the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu," and Jacob said he acknowledges Roman and not the Usos. And then after that, a celebrity named Eric Andre in the crowd touched Jacob's Ulafala, and that led to him pulling him into the ring and hitting 2 Uso splashes on him. I'm not sure what the point of that was. You don't need to reestablish Jacob Fatu as a monster or anything. And even if you did, beating up a celebrity isn't going to do that. So I don't understand the point of that. I think it was just to get a celebrity involved for the sake of it. Later in the show, they played into that thing more about Jacob not acknowledging the Usos and only listening to Roman. So let's talk about that segment a little bit. There was a promo with LA Knight, yeah, and Jimmy came in there, tried to say things the nice way, the calm way, and then Jay wasn't having it, so he came out and did things his way, yelling at him and stuff and telling him to acknowledge him. And of course, LA Knight didn't end up doing that. He said, I acknowledge that you can kiss my ass. And then that led to a brawl. LA Knight was able to get the upper hand with a chair by taking out the Usos. And then Jacob Fatu came out and did things his way and put LA Knight in the Tongan death grip. And then they ended up on top. I like that they're building tension between Jacob and the Usos, while also respecting the fact that Jacob did acknowledge Roman, and that's part of tribal combat, and Jacob is respecting that and listening to everything Roman says, but he is not listening to the Usos, which opens up the possibility for him to turn on them and cause even more controversy within the bloodline. As this hot take says here, this person thinks that Jacob being in the bloodline can elevate him even more than he already was and make him even hotter. A lot of people think it'll do the opposite and ruin Jacob Fatu's scary character. But I agree with this. Being in the bloodline, I mean, it elevated the Usos, it elevated Sami Zayn when he was in there, it sure as hell elevated Roman Reigns. It has elevated everybody that's ever been in it. And this hot take says that Jay needs to fuck over LA Knight in the King of the Ring tournament. And that is absolutely true. That would just make no sense if he didn't. And I am loving this feud between Jay and LA Knight. Yeah. This hot take says it would prove that they don't like LA Knight. Brother, we already know they don't like LA Knight. But I think LA Knight needs to win this feud. Straight up. LA Knight needs to fucking win something. Then we had a Queen of the Ring match with Io Sky and Raquel Rodriguez. The winner goes to the finals, so this is a semifinals match. They had really good chemistry, really good match, just like every other Io Sky match ever. So Io is going to end up facing either Liv or Charlotte in the finals. Please, for the love of God, have it be Charlotte. And again, I said this last week on the Raw review. Good God. I don't know why they had Liv Morgan win, because not only is she the world champion, but now she has to take a pin or take a legit one-on-one loss. So, unless she's going to win King of the or Queen of the Ring, which would just be stupid, but now she has to take a one-on-one loss and probably a pin. If she lost in the Fatal 4-Way, she could have just not gotten pinned. But, yeah, I hope Io Sky wins Queen of the Ring. And the hot take for this one is Rhea versus Io again. This is really what they are going for. This can't be a real person's thought. Assuming this isn't rage bait, dude, who's complaining about that? They put on arguably the greatest women's match of all time last time they had a match. And that was with no build, pretty much. Oh, well, I guess, never mind. They were feuding for months up to that, but still. Then we had a backstage segment where Liv Morgan basically tried to seduce Danhausen into cursing OBA FEMI. This segment was just hilarious. It didn't end up working, but this was just a really funny segment. That's all I wanted to say. Then we had a match between Chad Gable and Rusev. This match was a heater, and Chad Gable is unbelievably strong. He hit an angle slam, which was really cool. This was just amazing, and I am loving this not dirty Dom. I'm watching Dom vs. Oba, so I had a brain fart. I'm loving this Chad Gable push, and I'm very glad he won here. Hopefully it's a push. I don't know why they had to make Rusev tap. He is already on a crazy losing streak that needs to be broken. Like, seriously, come on. Get Rusev some wins. But having him tap out was even worse. Sheamus couldn't make him tap out. I like that they're making Chad Gable look really strong, but didn't need to make Rusev tap. And then Ego and Rusev tried to take him out after the match, and not Rusev, oh my god, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee came out to make the save, and they held up his hands. Loving this. I'm loving that Chad Gable is making it up to all the luchadors. And the hot take for this one is great match. Chad Gable is on his redemption tour, on his way to winning his first ever Intercontinental Championship, and I really hope that's the case, hopefully at SummerSlam. Then we had a match between Roxanne Perez and Charlotte Flair. This was another really good match, but my only complaint about this match was, why did you even do it if you were gonna have Roxanne lose? This hot take agrees with that. Roxanne Perez, get this, she has not won a singles match, since October 27th, 2025. That is 8 months of pure losses. That's not including house shows or main event shows. That is not okay. The future of women's wrestling, Roxanne Perez, should not be going 8 months without a win. Then we had a promo with Javon Evans, and I can firmly say I did not expect what happened next. Like a Darman title. What happened next was shocking, because Logan Paul returned, and I did not see that coming at all. Obviously just got a tricep surgery for a torn tricep, came out in a full arm brace, expected him to be out for like 6-9 months, somewhere in there plus, and he returned. And I am honestly, even though he can't get physical, I am so unbelievably glad, because he brings a lot to the Vision. He is a very funny character, and as great of a wrestler as he is, he can be a great kind of manager figure for the next 6 months, or however long, 9 months, however long it takes for him to get good. We then had an impromptu match between Austin Theory and Javon Evans. A great match, but it ended in a DQ because Javon Evans went for the OG cutter. Braun Breaker split Javon Evans in half. Like, what he did to him should be illegal. This is not okay. Out of midair, just destroyed the dude. It was nasty. And I would love to see Javon getting a little feud with the Vision, as long as he's not stuck in the Vision vortex. But yeah, this was a very solid episode of Monday Night Raw. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and